Well, boys and girls, this is something a little different that we're going to do this evening. Uh, we have a very fine guest. Uh, he's been trying to get on the show. We've been very busy. We took a hiatus. We became busy again. But myself and our very special guest have connected. We're hanging out and we're going to talk, see what's going on with our friend here. So, with all of that said, this is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, E-Hawk. What's up, baby?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, so I've been doing well, and I'm proud of you guys. A shout out to Noah, The Haven, HOP, everybody, and a big shout out to Paul Roma, because without Paul Roma, there wouldn't be a PABW without him, without Big Steve, without Mario, without any other Hall of Fame coaches. There wouldn't be a PABW. Then I wouldn't have been in the ring. And when I first started in the ring, the look on Paul Roma's face was, this kid, he's come through so much. He wants to wrestle. So what did I do? I started to wrestle, but then something came up where I couldn't wrestle, so that had to stop. But then what I do? I started it up again.
Okay, let's just pause there for a second. Now,
Yeah, no
uh,
problem.
that's where I met you was at PAPW. That's Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling out of East Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah,
We have a lot of fun down there. And it is run by one Paul Roma, Mario Mancini, Big Steve Tracy, and uh, uh,
Paul
Paul
Perez.
Perez. How
Yeah,
can I? Paul's going to slap me around for that one. Um, but we have a lot of fun down there. And you were talking that you got into some wrestling. Now, I never personally saw you wrestle in the ring, but I did see you referee maybe a match or two. You were wearing the stripes. Is
yeah.
that
I did the wrestling. I did the refereeing with the match with Big Jim and Noah in the ice hockey rink. And then I did the Royal Rumble in the middle school of East Haven. But and then on the side note, in my starting career, I did a one-on-one match with Noah, but that wasn't even really a match. It was just to show me what I can do and what I can't do. But on
okay?
the side of that, when I'm not in the ring, I'm doing hip hop. And hip hop is all a show, just like wrestling. You got to put your heart into everything that you love. So when I started rapping, I took my career all the way to the top. I wrote my first book, and I
Oh
don't
wow,
let my disability stop me.
wow.
People look at me and they say, he's disabled. So how could he write a book? How could he rap? But here's the thing they don't know. I don't let it mentally bother me. I don't let it tell me who I can be and who I can't be. So I took my career name, I let it grow, and I made a home debt in Rhode Island, Connecticut, in Rhode Island and Connecticut. I have fans everywhere around the globe.
Oh wow. So the book, without giving us too much, because you would want the people to buy said book. What is the book about? If you could just give us a little bit of detail on what the book is about, just a little bit.
Okay, no problem. The book is basically about a boy who grew up with a mother and father. He had everything in his life. But then when he was originally born, his heartbeat stopped. So he was pronounced dead,
Oh wow.
just as being birthed. But then all of a sudden, a miracle happened. He became alive again. And that's what the book is about. Everything that the boy has faced, he overcome. He didn't let the odds defeat him. He
Okay.
overcame it. And that's what the book is about. The book is to inspire you. It's a little bit all over the place, but once you actually read the book and have it in your hand, you'll understand what the boy is actually really about. So that's me. I'm that boy. I'm the
Oh,
one that nobody said that he can't be a rapper. There's no way. It's not in his fame. But here's what they don't know. I was on stage when I was 6 years old. My mother put me and my brother on stage. I was Peter Pan. Oh, no, I wasn't Peter Pan, but I was Captain Hook, a crocodile, and a Lost Boy, and many other childhood musicals. That's where my fame started. It started on the stage.
why you seem like you have it in your blood, E-Hawk, if you will, to be an entertainer.
Yeah, I'm an entertainer, all right. And I give my mama a lot of credit to dealing with me and my music. It's basically a crazy ride, but I really give her credit for driving me through a blizzard from my house to New York City. I performed in New York City a night during a blizzard.
Wow. But that's what parents do, Ehawk. We kind of go above and beyond for our children when we have to, you know. So
Yeah.
we applaud Mama Ehawk.
Well, I gotta give it to her because she does everything for me, and so this is my way of thanking her. Because I wrote my first movie, and when I told her I wrote my first movie, she was really happy for me. I wrote my first movie. I got a movie company to shoot it in Brantford. That's gonna start early next year, and when it starts, I'm gonna be a legend. I'm already a local legend. So if somebody's bothering you, if you need someone to talk to, you know where to find me. You can find me on social media at Ehawk Crazy White Boy, Instagram, Morgan Ehawk on Facebook. You know where to talk to me. I'll talk to you about anything that's bothering you. You can come to me and find me.
You handle that's Ehawk Crazy White Boy.
Because it's a crazy story. That's how I became it. It's a crazy story that nobody thought I would make it out. But I'm on top. I didn't let the demons bother me.
Okay, now like we've talked at the events and stuff. That's how I met you, was at Paradise Alley Pro at the events and stuff. I did a Kincaid file with you one time. We were at the Annex, and I did a one of the Kincaid files with you.
Yeah, that was when my mom got married in January.
Oh wow! Congrats to Mama Ehawk. But you know we've never really talked, and you've mentioned more than once already since we've been speaking that you do have a disability. Why don't you share with us what's going on with Ehawk? What is this disability that you speak of that you're surpassing mentally, that you don't really have a disability? But why don't you tell us what's going on with Ehawk? If you don't mind, is that okay?
Yeah, no.
Give it.
The word disability can mean many things. It can mean a whole lot. But to me, I don't let it physically bother me. When I was born, the doctors told your son, well, your son is born with seizures, so he may have them, which did happen. I've had them when I was sleeping. And then one night was the last night I could remember seeing my father. I was getting into the ambulance truck, and I remembered my family called Rick, who was a family friend. He said, Rick, we got a problem. Eric's got a seizure. So Rick is pulling up in the driveway. He gets out of his car. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I heard him get out of the car. Now I'm in the bed with the oxygen mask on my head. I take it off and I say, hi, Rick, and I put it back on. My father, he's standing right next to Rick. He says, why are you crying? That's the first time my son has ever woken up through a seizure without the medication. That's the first time he's ever woken up.
So you have these seizures regularly, or do you?
No,
no?
My doctor said I'm seizure free now.
Okay.
I physically can't have them anymore.
Oh wow. Well, that's awesome. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Congrats.
The learning disability is a learning disability that takes me longer than the average percentage to learn. So if I was going to drive a car, yes, I could physically drive a car, which I have. My friends have taken me in their car in a parking lot, and they've let me drive their car.
Okay.
So I did it. It was fun. So what I'm saying is, yes, the people outside of this community may see me as a disabled, but I can still learn. Whatever you do, I can learn. It just may take me a little bit longer than the normal expected people.
Hey, I mean, we already talked wrestling, being a referee, rapping, music, writing a book, writing a movie. I mean, holy caroli here, kid. I mean, I feel there are zero disabilities with my man Ehawk here. I mean, come on.
Well, that's because there really are disabilities, because I am physically disabled, but I don't let it bother me. I have fans in Brazil. I have fans in Europe. I have fans in London, UK, which physically she actually has my book all the way in the UK. I sent my book to the UK, London. I sent my book to New Zealand, and everyone, everywhere, somebody's heard of me. I know over 500 people. I don't know how, but my mama always says, well, you haven't met my son, you're going to meet him because he knows everybody. He knows the good, bad. He knows the good, bad of the streets. He knows the good streets. He knows both sides of the streets. He knows it.
Uh, so, what brings you to wrestling as a fan? Because when I speak to usually I interview the wrestlers and the
Yeah.
referees, managers, and stuff, and you've seen a bunch of them, and I know you know a lot of the people that I've interviewed.
Yeah.
But what brought E-Hawk to wrestling as a fan? Because my dad got me kind of hooked on it when I was younger with the older stuff, and I kind of got out of it a little bit, got back into it, and here we are.
Well, growing up in New York, I didn't always live in Connecticut. I grew up in New York, Westchester County. So
Okay.
I didn't really watch it on the TV. I didn't learn about it until one night WWE came to Westchester County. And my mom says, Rick, can you get him tickets? And she says, sure. Are you going to go with him? You kidding me? Take my son to WWE? He won't sit down. Oh, great. So I got to deal with him. The very first night, everything starts. Boom! I'm standing up. I'm going crazy. Yeah. Ricky goes home. She said, well, I did the job. Did he sit down? Nope. Now you see why I didn't take him? That's when I learned about it. I didn't physically watch it on the TV because at the time I didn't have it on the TV. But my favorite hero is John Cena. He's crazy. He picked up Edge and the Big Show on his shoulders. That takes a lot of work. And then you got the high flyer Jeff Hardy. He's hit the Swanton Bomb, going all crazy and flips. Then he got Rey Mysterio. He doesn't let his height stop him. So then you got me. I don't let my disability stop me because in my eyes, I don't have a disability.
Cool. You really named some good guys to look up to, like the John Cenas and the Hardys and the Rey Mysterios. They do stand for good. They do stand for persevere and overcome and all of that good stuff. So E-Hawk, are you done with wrestling? And I mean, fit like in the ring, kind of. Are you done being in the ring as a wrestler and a referee, or what's going on there?
Well, unfortunately, Paul Roma, he had to end my wrestling career. And that night, I stood in that ring and I said, uh-oh, there goes my wrestling career out the door and out the window. And it was only for my protection, because it was really for my protection. But here's the thing a lot of people don't know. When Big Jim was with me, he saw the passion in my eyes. That chest slam that he gave me, that was a father and son chest slam. He chest slammed me so hard, my parents were in the car and they said, whoa, did you feel that? What the heck was that? They walk in and they said, it's okay. Big Jim just slammed Eric through the ring. Huh? Yeah. So unfortunately, my wrestling career is over. But I'm still passionate about it. I still did it. It wasn't that long, but I still hit the ropes and I can still go over the ropes and I'll still remember the moves and I can still wrestle. But unfortunately, it's over. It's done. Now my hip hop career is on fire. I'm going all over the globe. My refereeing career, that's just starting. But unfortunately, due to circumstances, I haven't been around because my family, number one, they got to protect me. I got to protect them. So I'll be back. I just don't know when. But I give you my word, I will be back.
Can I ask you something before we do get going here? I know it's only been about 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
You mentioned Big Jim more than once since we've been talking. And about 3 months ago, maybe or so, 2 or 3 months ago, we lost our friend Big Jim. There were so many companies, promotions that had Big Jim tributes, not only one, but multiple. event after event.
I
And
saw him one last time. Just one last time I saw him at a PAPW show.
oh,
I was sitting down and he came up to me. That's the last time I saw him.
now you did mention him before and being in the ring and stuff like that, and him seeing your fire and whatnot. Could you tell us a Big Jim story that really comes to mind that you remember?
That I remember? Well, I can tell you this one. It was a normal practice and I needed a ride home. So, of course, Big Jim Anderson, more like a father figure, more like a big brother, he said, Eric, I'll give you a ride home. So, we were talking about our childhood. He told me about his life. I told him about mine. And then the way our mother saw him, my mother saw him, she said, whenever she saw him, he always say, "Hi, Mom," because that's what he said. He said, "Hi, Mom." So that was the moment. Like, unfortunately, we did lose him, but that special moment when he wrestled with me in the ring, which I have the footage because my mom was videotaping him teaching me the moves. That's a father and son moment. That's a teammate moment. I didn't have a father. Last time I had one was when I was 8 years old. When I turned 9, he passed away.
And sorry for that. I will say, memory that you had, with Big Jim, they sounded like they were very near and dear, if I could say like that.
Yeah,
It was
because the
such a nice
first night I
guy.
walked in, I went to the back of the locker room, and there he was sitting in the chair. He said, "What's your name?" I told him. I said, "Can we get a picture?" And we got a picture with his shoulder right on my shoulder, and his thumb is up.
Oh man. Uh, Ehawk, is there anything else? And I appreciate the story, you sharing that story of Big Jim.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem.
is there anything that we haven't spoken of that you'd like to talk about before we get going here?
Um, just basically a lot of people who need someone to talk to, they can reach out to me. And I don't let, like I said, to the world, I am disabled, but I don't let it tell me who I can and can't be. Because if I let it tell me, then I may have never written a movie. I may have never gotten a movie company to do it. I may have never written a 90-page book all by myself, 90 pages, which actually turned into 100, but I cut it down to 90. So I just keep doing what I do for the passion, for the inspiration, to inspire the good guys that I know, that I grew up with, that there's a better side of life than the bad side of the street. I know both sides of the streets, the good and the bad. Well, you got me in the middle because I know both sides. And I'm doing what I do to inspire, to change the lives to everyone. That's what I do. And I give it a lot of credit to my mama.
Uh, that's a very fine message to end this fine conversation with one Ehawk. I appreciate your time, sir, and I'm sorry we did not connect a little bit earlier.
No,
Uh,
that's okay. We
no, no,
talk now.
yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate. Before we do go though, do you have the Twitter and the Facebook and the YouTube? I mean, if there's any medias that you want to promote, please tell the peeps, if you will, because I want them to know where to find Ehawk.
Okay, well, I have a YouTube account. So
Okay.
if you would like to see my YouTube videos, you can DM me at Morgan Ehawk on Facebook.
Okay.
And if you want to see what I do besides the ring and the hip hop, you can find me on Instagram at Ehawk Crazy White Boy. That's Ehawk/Crazy White Boy because it's a crazy story. And all of that is inside my Instagram.
I absolutely love Ehawk Crazy White Boy. That makes me laugh every time I hear it. That is awesome.
Yeah, I've had a lot of stage names before that one. But that's another story for another day.
Well, again, Ehawk, I do appreciate your time. We had some stories, we got some information, we talked some Ehawk. This was a very fine sitting and on a very fine Tuesday evening. And I appreciate everything you shared with us, Ehawk. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'll be back to PABW someday.
Oh, awesome. Well, we'll be looking out for that. With all of that, this is Stir in the Pot
It's the
with
Don Kincaid Files.
and my very special guest, Ehawk. Thank you.